Hi, I'm Katrina from The Lazy Handle Show, and in today's episode, I'm going to be doing a preview on the Women's Worlds. So, before we get into that, I just want to say a huge congratulations to Team Moet, Bruce Moet, on winning back-to-back Slams champions, which is absolutely incredible for them, and also to Team Anderson for winning. That's going to be a huge confidence booster going into the Women's Worlds for them, and also to Team Homan on winning the first Slam, which is just incredible considering she gave birth like a month ago. So as of right now, there have been 2 positive COVID cases. So we're not really sure what team that is. We're not really sure if they're going to go three-handed, if they're not going to compete, but I'm sure we will be notified of all those details later on. So this Worlds, similar to the men's, is super important, especially for the Olympics, because the top 6 teams will get a spot into the Olympics, which is so important for their country. If China is hosting the Olympics, so they already get a spot into the Olympics, but if China does qualify for the playoffs, it'll only be the top 5 teams, and it'll be there'll be 4 extra spots in the Olympic qualifier. So let's just get right into the teams. So you can probably notice that just like the men's worlds, there's 2 different colors. So the colors in black are the colors of the teams that I think can easily make the playoffs, that have a good chance of making the playoffs. The teams in red are, I'm not saying they're bad, I'm just saying they're probably not going to make the playoffs because these teams are much more advanced and better. So yeah. So first up, we have Canada. Carrie Anderson just won a Slam. That's incredible for them. That's so important, and so much confidence is going to be with them going into this. And especially considering that last year they didn't get to go to the Worlds because of the coronavirus. So this means so much to them considering it's their first Worlds ever. And even if it is their first Worlds, I'm sure they're going to have a great outcome because they're a phenomenal team. It's Carrie Anderson, right? So yeah. And then for Team Sweden, this is going to be cool because Anna Hasselberg, we've seen her. She's won the European Championships. She's won so many Slam titles. She's also even won the Olympics, gold medalists at the Olympics. But the one thing she hasn't won is this event, the World Championships, which is really shocking if you think about it, considering she's basically won everything else there is to win. So this means so much to them to win, and yeah. So the next team we have is Switzerland. Silvana Tiranzoni alongside Alina Petz. They are the defending championships, won in 2019, so incredible. Also just at the Slams, they've come close to winning 2 Grand Slams, making the semifinals at the last one, the finals at the one before that. So I think they're going to do great at this one for sure. They're Team Switzerland, and Switzerland has been known to be winning the Women's Worlds a lot lately. So yes. And then we have the Russian Curling Federation. Now, Alina Kovaleva, I think that this is one of the teams that is underestimated a lot because they are a really good team. They've beaten Rachel Homan. They've come close to beating the top teams in the whole world. Rachel Homan, Carrie Anderson, Silvana Tiranzoni. I think she is in the top 4 teams, if not top 6, top 5, whatever you want to call it. I think they can totally win this, especially considering that the men for the Russian Curling Federation had such an amazing outcome coming forth that Alina Kovaleva has to live up to that, right? So I think it's going to be really interesting to see this team. I'm actually looking forward to it. Next is Scotland, Eve Muirhead. Now she's kind of has some not newer players, but younger players. She doesn't have that team that she won the Worlds with in 2013 or the team that she got the bronze medal at the Olympics in 2014 with. So it's definitely more of an adjustment. We haven't seen her as much lately. At the Slams, she didn't have the strongest record. At previous Worlds, also hasn't really medaled or anything like that. So they definitely want to get that Olympic spot this year for sure. The next team is Korea, Unjung Kim. So we know the young Kim team that we've always seen. There's 2 Kims, so don't get too confused. But at the Slam that we just saw, there was a different Kim, a much younger team. And this Kim is Unjung Kim, who won the silver medal at the Olympics in Pyeongchang, which is absolutely incredible for them. I'm sure you guys all remember that was an incredible performance again for them. But we didn't really see them after that. Like we saw them at the Slams at the end of the year, and then the year after that, we didn't see them at all. So it's going to be cool to see them play again, considering that basically the last time we saw them was that silver medal, right? So yeah. And the next team we have is Sayaka Yoshimura for Japan. So the last time she was at the Worlds was in 2015. So we always were used to Satsuki Fujisawa going to the Worlds, Japan winning that silver medal in 2016. That was just amazing. And then we didn't really see Yoshimura for a while. We saw her at some slams, but not really at the Worlds. So, obviously she can win this, or medal at least, because she beat Fujisawa, who is a phenomenal curler. So I'm really excited to see this team because I haven't seen them in a while. And then the next team we have is USA, Tabitha Peterson. Now, Tabitha Peterson, I've already explained this, but she used to play third, now she's playing skip, Nina Roth, you know that. So, they were doing good for a while, and then just at these recent 2 slams, did not have the strongest record at all. I think they only won 1 or 2 games. So they definitely want to improve that here at the Worlds. They are a good team. They just need to live up to what we know them to be. So, I'm really looking forward to watching them play. So it's going to be nice. Now moving on to the teams in red. So again, these are the teams that I don't think will make the playoffs, but I'm not going to say it's impossible, but just probably won't. But if there was one team that I think could make the playoffs, it would be actually Czech Republic for Anna Kubiskova. Actually, in 2018, she did make the top 6, which was good for them. So obviously they can make the playoffs. I just think that the other teams are better than her, but it is possible. Anna Kubiskova is a good player. So yeah, it'd be cool to see them. The next team we have is Denmark, Madeleine Dupont. Now, Madeleine Dupont was at the Olympics in 2018, didn't really, she didn't medal or anything, but, it's still amazing going to the Olympics. And also, she actually in a while ago, she actually medaled at the World Championships for Denmark, winning the silver medal and the bronze medal, which is actually pretty good. So obviously she can do this. Obviously it was with a different team, so it wasn't the same. But she's not a bad player or anything. She can do this. Even though her team is younger, she can still do this, right? She's a good player. And the next team we have is from China, Yuhan. So obviously China has already gotten their spot in the Olympics, considering that they're hosting it. So I don't know if this is the team that's going to be going to the Olympics, probably a big contender for it. So this is super important. They need to show their country that they can represent them well at the Worlds. Sorry, getting confused now. At the Worlds, to show them that we can win and we can represent China well. Also, this lady is very young, only 20 years old, which is pretty impressive to be going to the Worlds. And we saw something similar at the men's World with Germany. So yeah, it's going to be nice to see such a young player. I don't think she's ever been to a Worlds before. And then the next team we have is Germany, Daniela Junch. We've seen her at the Worlds plenty of times. This is going to be her 7th appearance. She's also won a bronze at the European Championships. So she's a good player. I don't think she's ever really been to the playoffs, if I'm correct, at the Worlds. So, they want to just make that bigger step in qualifying for the playoffs. And, they probably won't qualify for the playoffs. So this is going to be really important to get lots of practice, because these teams are going to be the teams at the Olympic qualifier. And I'm sure that's going to be something that she can win. The Olympic qualifier is something she could win. So I think that this is going to be great for that. The next team we have is Italy, Stefania Constantini. This is going to be her 2nd appearance at the Worlds. She has represented Italy before in 2018, and also has a bronze medal at the Europeans as well, just like Germany. So I think a Germany-Italy game would actually be quite a cool game to watch, because they're so close together. That could be a finals in the Olympic qualifier. That could be the game that decides who's gonna qualify for the Olympics, So I think that's gonna be cool to watch. And yeah, and the very last team at the bottom, Estonia, Mary Turman. So we do have an extra team, and I'm pretty sure Estonia is that extra team. Have never really seen them at the Worlds before. I think they might have gone once before, a while ago. So it's going to be cool to watch Estonia play, because I've never really seen them. I think I've seen them in juniors before, but never really at the World Championships. The skip actually has been to many, mixed doubles championships, stuff like that, and many European championships, but never the Worlds. This is her 1st appearance. She's only 26 too, so pretty young. And yeah, I think it's going to be cool to see a new team. But ultimately, my pick to win the whole thing, it may be weird, but I think that Tiranzoni is going to win it. I guess it's not weird because she won last time, but you know, I think Tiernzoni coming close to winning the 2 slams, you know, didn't win those. I think the Worlds is just going to be the next event she wins, you know, back-to-back championships. That's kind of cool. So yeah, I think that's who's going to win. But comment down your picks, who you think is going to win this. It's going to be a great event to watch, and I'll be watching. Hopefully you will be too. And make sure to like and subscribe. Bye.